Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Dose Daily Dose. What are we called? Dose of Discourse podcast. I'm your host Eric, along with Kanai, Tiffany, and AJ. And today, as you can tell, I'm stumbling on my words. Perhaps it has to do with the fact that we're recording at 8 a.m., which this group of pals is not accustomed to. So bear with us. I guess we normally start with, what are we drinking today? Me, I'm drinking water. I didn't feel like making tea because I feel like the caffeine's been upsetting my tummy, and I'm drinking water.
Same. When I wake up, I'm just drinking water, so stay hydrated.
Yep.
I was sick of water. I drank the water the whole day yesterday. I drank one of those like big ass like pints. No, not pints. Those like 1 point something liter bottles of water to finish. So this morning I woke up and I decided to drink some royal milk tea.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Have water. I mean, I have my leftover coffee from yesterday, but like, it's too early.
It's funny.
She's going back to sleep anyway.
The coffee is too early for coffee.
In my case, it is too early because I drink coffee at like 6 p.m. So.
Oh, right, because of your shift. Damn.
And like, I can go to bed right after. Like, I don't care. I mean, I can like that's how it's always been. I'm able to drink or just drink and go back to bed, but
you're saving it.
Yeah. If you have like a high like caffeine tolerance, coffee sometimes just makes you sleepy. Yeah, or if you drink too much of it, it does the opposite effect and makes you sleepy.
That's why I always try to limit myself to like 1 cup because I know I will either get like addicted to it and then like I have to drink it all the time. I mean, I think that's what it's getting to because I got a headache yesterday for not drinking it.
Oh gosh.
So thumbs up for the viewers.
Funny, yeah. I feel like I only like I have a rule where if it's 2 p.m. or later, I don't drink anything with caffeine.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my rule.
It sounds fake. I don't know. Bubble tea has caffeine. Yeah. Any tea has caffeine.
Okay, that's like a special dessert. Okay.
A lot of things.
That's different.
A lot of things surprisingly have caffeine in them.
That's true.
But
yeah, it's like that's an exception.
Yes.
Bubble tea, not included. It's like boba time is any time. Yes.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I was walking past. Well, I was in the downtown Wheeling area yesterday.
Oh, downtown Wheeling.
Or the town center, you know. And there was a lot of people, and I guess there was some kind of concert or something like that, or like music playing or a DJ. And I didn't go until after they had started packing up, and there were still a lot of people there. There was a lot of people at the boba place. Well, it's the ice cream and
it's a boba place.
Yeah.
Oh, the Arctic Spoon.
Yeah, I wanted to go in too, but like they were already closed. They had their doors wide open. I walk in and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed." And like, please leave.
They probably were swamped.
Yeah.
I mean, what time was it?
It was like 10 o'clock.
Oh, then they were closed.
Which is when they close.
Yeah.
And I didn't look at the times. I'm just like, oh, there's people in there. They're probably open.
They should have closed like one of the doors.
The door.
One door, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just to keep it like ventilated.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people.
It's nice out though. I heard that they were bringing concerts back, like events and stuff. Because I know last week they had like a little concert for little girls because they were doing like a recital for their like ballet. So they did their little performances on that stage over there, which I thought was really cute. So
they're bringing back concerts in general, and I don't know how I feel about like the large scale, like
Lala.
There's Lala, but there's a lot of like not just Lala. Like even before Lala, there's like a lot of like EDM concerts and stuff out there.
They were doing like drive outs.
Yeah, but a lot of them, like, yeah, the drive ones are fine because I've seen those. Like, those can be fine as long as people stay within like the boundaries of like their car and stuff. Because I know people who've gone to some of those, and I know that's popular in a lot of different like countries too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If we can't get acts from like overseas, then I don't think we're ready. So like it's just like knowing what the clusterfuck like Lala is. I don't think like they're prepared for like something like that, and that's something like I feel like it might get canceled.
I feel like, especially with that age group that usually goes to Lala.
Yeah, like it's like late. It's just like I feel like a lot of people go to Lala to get like drunk, high, on something. And I don't think like I don't think like a lot of people will be in like that mindset of like,
social distance.
Yeah, and also it's gonna it's like it's super hot. Like it's like in August. It's super hot, and
imagine the cleanup. Like,
oh my god, I'd hate to be the cleanup crew. That sounds terrible.
With like the excessive amount of masks that will fall on the floor.
Oh, there will be no masks.
No,
I mean, the rave aesthetic is to wear a mask, though.
True.
But that's a rave. Lollapalooza is not.
But a lot of people wear like the bandanas at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it does get really hot, so a lot of people like have something like that. I mean, like I know a lot of people like who go to Lala, they wear like masks.
I wonder if they're gonna require masks outdoors.
I don't think
so. It'd
probably be hard to enforce anyway.
Because you heard what CDC just said with masks.
Like recently.
I think it'd be hard, especially with Lala, because everyone comes from different states, and every state has different mandates. Like
like Iowa,
our
governor.
I feel like it's interesting. It's interesting because I feel like if you're coming from another state, I know there's a lot of rules. Like if you're coming from like hot spots, like you have to quarantine and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like it's just weird. Because I know, like, when Tito Reggie came back here from Arizona, it was a very different environment because over there, like, he was vaccinated, right? So he didn't have to wear masks indoors or whatever. But when he came over here, he quickly had to transition to masks, like indoor masks. You have to do it. And then now that CDC says that you don't have to wear a mask inside if you are vaccinated, like, a lot of stores are still scared.
It's because like there's still a lot of cases where like people are still getting the virus and people are still dying from it regardless of being vaccinated because we let it go for so long that there's that there are so many mutations and variants that like certain vaccines are like every vaccine is not equal.
No.
Because like they're all like they could be if like big pharma like quote unquote sells the recipe, like lets other like manufacturers like distribute it and stuff, but it's all just the people who profit the most during like pandemics are like the big corporations, and that's my feel about capitalism.
That's a whole like conspiracy going on. That's a whole different like category that people have been very iffy about since Corona started.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. Speaking of like the pandemic, I'm gonna segue here. Speaking of the pandemic, I feel like it's been very hard to like meet new people and stuff like that, like in terms of like friends and like dating and stuff. You guys like, do you feel the same way?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, everyone's just blankly staring at me for the listeners. Like they all kind of like, Kanai's not even looking at me.
I'm paying attention.
Okay, but yeah, like I feel like it's already hard like after like we got out of college because like you're not like unlike in college you're like there's a lot of people like even if like you're like ill for all of them at least like they're like quote unquote readily available.
Readily available. Hot
I
and
don't know. I
ready.
was like, I couldn't figure out like the right words, but like based, like it's just like it's so much easier to like meet people and like make new friends and stuff, because like you can like be in the same class as people
Right.
and or like same club, but like I'm not going to like make friends with like my 50-year-old like coworkers, my like 40-year-old coworkers, or like it's just weird, it's just awkward, like even like the ones
Let
who are like
alone date them.
yeah, let alone date like people like they're closer to my age. I'm like, I don't know anything about these people outside of work,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I kind of like once it hits 5 o'clock, I am out of there.
Mhm.
Like, bye.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Tiffany can't relate. She already has a boyfriend.
Well,
But
I
she
mean,
can. I mean,
She can
friends.
talk about friends.
my
Friends.
workplace, I got lucky. Most of the people are around my age or around like
less
30,
than 35.
30 or under. Yeah,
30 and
35
under.
or under. Yeah. I think the oldest person is 35 in my workplace. Because, like, a lot of people who work there, it's kind of like an entry level job. And then
Hmm.
we either get promoted or they, mo-
Leave.
You
yeah.
leave.
So, yeah, this is a position where the people know that people are coming in and, like, in and going, So, I don't know. Like, I got lucky that I got hired with somebody who graduated
Like
literally the same
recent.
time as we did.
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like even if they're like around the same like age group of like the 10 years, like I think it's also because we're like very at the end of the spectrum of like Gen Z. So
Mhm.
like anyone older has like very different like mindsets and stuff, or
yeah.
like
It's fun making fun of the boomers in my lab. Because like we're talking about all this lingo and they're just like, what the heck does that mean? Like I had a couple
Translate.
people, yeah, I had a couple people who didn't know what TTYL meant, and I
TTYL.
was
I
just
feel like
like,
that's so basic.
or not TTYL, uh, TLDR, like too long didn't
Okay,
read.
yeah. I was
Oh,
like TTYL. I
No,
feel
no, no,
like they would
yeah,
so
have known that
funny.
with like
yeah,
AOL and
I
stuff.
use that in my emails.
Too long didn't read.
yeah,
Oh, we use that in our emails
yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, it's just like it's interesting to see like the different dynamics and stuff. And it's also different because we also all come from different places, so it's like, oh, everyone did things differently.
Cute.
I
Good morning,
For the
Kana's mom's just
listeners, yes.
waving at us.
and giving us kisses.
She's giving us kisses. Cute.
That's Mama Oh no for you.
Just bright and early.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's working today. So
Mm.
I mean, I've also like I guess I have made new friends, but like I never actually met any of them like IRL.
virtual.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
and it's like not and it's also like cuz I'm pretty introverted like when it comes to like, being the first one. And like in certain situations, I feel like I have more trouble like, people my age.
Mm.
Like cuz if they're like younger, like I'll approach them because I'm older and
Mhm.
stuff, like we are not on like exactly equal footing. But yeah, I mean I made new friends like because like someone else was like, here, I think you guys would be good friends, like you guys would get along, now talk. Like it was just like an extrovert like picking and choosing people and like, okay, now be friends. That's kind of how I made like my new friends. But
Yeah, I feel like I haven't really seen like in person. There's not really people you can see, especially because of the pandemic. And then at work, for me, the situation is a lot of people have been working from home most of the time, and
yeah,
then like my two coworkers are like the main ones are pretty close to my age, but not that close. One's 30 or 32.
it's like close, but
The
there's
other's
still like
28.
there's like
Yep.
those few years of like difference, kind of.
Yeah, like one of them, he's already married, and like I wouldn't be surprised if he's about to have a kid, and I'm just like, And also, the like your personalities don't always match, so
Yeah, so it's like there could be like someone around your age, but it's like
They're way different.
I mean, it's kind of like, I guess that in like you know, at least in like high school, like I know like there's, it's common that like you're not always like very close with like people like you were friends with like in middle school and high school, just because like I feel like I realized that because some people that I was like friends with, I mean, I like them as people, but like as you like grow up, you realize you have like not like you don't really have anything in common with them to like talk about and stuff. Right. Because like these people were your friends because you saw them every day. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like that a lot for.
So have you ever used like, because there's apps, right?
Yeah.
Where you can use them just for friends. So like, no, I know like Bumble does that, for example, like Bumble Friends. Have you ever used something like that?
I make friends through Instagram, like through like my like K-pop accounts.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like I don't message people, but people like message me. Like if you put that Filipino flag in your bio, like people will flock to you. But yeah.
No, I have not. I haven't personally done.
I haven't. I only use like those kind of apps, like ironically.
Yeah, didn't you say you had like
I sometimes still look at
account or something?
I have a Tinder account, but it's like not for me. It's for like my stuffed animal. Yeah. Because like I don't want to like look through it, and I don't want people messaging me like as a person. I just want to see who's there. Like funny. You know, like especially you know, being in incognito mode. I just want to see, but like some people are like, you know, people are kind of weird. Like people still be messaging like if you're in a Wheeling area, I'm like exposing myself. Like if you find this Tinder, it's me. But like I haven't like used it like recently. But it's like literally my stuffed animal of like a cat with like the egg in the back, and it's called Egg Cat. And literally, all my bio says it's I am an egg, I'm a cat, I am Egg Cat, and people still like they like I'll swipe on people who I think are cute, but like and then some people like actually message you, and I'm like, man. People on Tinder are just horny. Like, actually, I'm like, I think one of them was like, "Oh, do you have like an OnlyFans?" And then I'm like, "I am a cat."
Went straight to the point.
I'm like, he's like, I'd like to support. Literally, like, I'd like to like support blah blah. And I'm like, man, the only thing like it's a low quality picture of like my cat, my like stuffed animal, and I don't know, kind of weird. Y'all be kind of weird.
It might also be like a bot or something. I don't know.
Nah, these are real people. they got because I think on like Tinder, like if you link it to like a social account, you get like verified. So like I think they've done a lot of like wiping of like actual bots and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tinder, a wild place. I feel like if I was actually looking, I wouldn't use Tinder. Tinder is just for me to like, you know, just meme through and like look for people. Like I know I'm like, let's read their bio. Yeah, I found a lot of people like when they're like before in our area. I found Daisy on Tinder once when I switched it to like to men and women. I'm like, I think this was like last year, 2 years ago, I swiped on her and she matched, and I messaged her and I was like, "Hey, BB," and a winky face.
I remember those days. She was like, "Is this picture okay?" And I'm like, "Awesome." She's like, "That picture makes me look like a boy." I'm like, "Awesome." And then she was like, "Okay, how about this photo?" And I'm like, "You gotta take some more pictures. You gotta like diversify your profile, show like a different side of you." So there's one of her like smiling, one of her laughing, one of her like being serious, like, "Yes, I'm serious, like I'm ready to mingle."
Like, neither wing woman.
Right. I was like, it was like the funniest but like cutest thing. Like she was actually able to like find some people, but like clearly she got serious with her schoolwork and left. She's like, "Bye, peace out, no relationship."
I feel like a lot of people like that use Tinder, they're just looking for like like hookups and stuff. And then I mean, like I know people who've like they're in like very happy relationships through like from like Tinder, and I know someone who's like getting married and stuff like that. But like, you know, if you like read the bios, like you can tell some of these people like not serious and stuff. And I'm like, you know, you do you, but there's a lot of apps out there. Interesting.
Isn't there like a
Eric's like
a
he's shaking his head. He's like, no.
Isn't there an app for just like meeting like Asians or something also?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
God.
like it's
oh my God.
I've looked through that too. I made a fake account just to look at it. I just want to see like how many people use it, and I think they like updated it. And then I heard it's not as good because like a lot of it like if you're a guy, you have to like pay to message like girls.
Oh my God.
Really?
Like you know, yeah. And they do like they have like live streaming kind of stuff. Like
are they auctioning off?
No, it's just like live streaming. Like people like I feel like there's some apps like that, like kind of like Spoon. Like Spoon does that.
Okay.
Like I think it's like East meets East or something. I think that's the Asian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
What a name.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I remember when subtle dating traits, like subtle Asian traits, subtle dating traits was like the thing.
That wasn't even like really auction. That
That's
was
so
like to
funny.
flex. That was literally just to flex on people. There's a second group. There's a second group that's like it's like you weren't pretty enough for subtle Asian dating for sad.
Oh my God.
And it's sad. It's like subtle Asian leftovers. It's pretty funny.
So sad.
Because like
oh my God.
like no, it's because subtle Asian dating is such a meme in like the other communities that they're like it's just people to give. It's like people post like themselves to give themselves validation.
He's dead.
It's like people post on it to give themselves validation. Like a lot of them aren't really looking for anything. It's just so it's like a flex kind of.
It really is.
So like, is leftovers also like a meme page kind of then?
No, like a lot of it, like a lot of people like ask like some pretty like there's like memes, but people like ask like some like serious questions and stuff and like advice on like dating and stuff.
I don't know, but I don't like subtle dating traits like those auction.
I haven't looked at it.
We've
made one for my friend. We've made one like as a meme. We've made one for like a couple
like
people.
You see like the really like amazing model people, right? That are like they don't need help finding anybody. You know, it's just their like literally like you said, just flexing.
It's like people like listing off their accomplishments and stuff like that.
Or it'll be like the complete opposite, where it shows like the person that's the opposite of what would be like the model, and they would just like meme about it. Like
it's like very telling, like when you see like which posts like get the most attention.
Yeah.
So
like these.
It's very like very similar type posts. Kind of interesting. But it also makes you realize, I'm like, damn, there are like no people in like, you know, like I'm surprised like a lot of people in like Chicago area haven't posted. Like these people are usually like
because they're scared.
East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. I mean, there's a Midwest one, but like there's a lot of Midwest posts, like Chicago posts, but not a lot of people post.
I feel like I've seen more Filipino like subtle traits with Chicago.
I'm gonna just say, like, quoting my one friend, like most like Asian guys in like in Chicago are all like fuckboys.
Fuckboys.
Like a lot of them, like especially like he was saying like, you know, the ones like from like UIC and stuff, like you weren't one before and then suddenly like, you know, the city air just changes you.
The windy city.
Yeah.
The windy city.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's true.
Like a lot of them are like, you know,
it's like an underlying kind of trait where even though they don't appear like it.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I don't really like that's not really like the type of like people like I hang out with. Like I know some people, but like my friend, all my guy friends are kind of just they're weebs. Like in like I mean there's some fuckboys that are, but like they're like
Rovin.
They built different.
They built
He's
different.
built different, but yeah.
I feel like going back on like friends, I think one of the main things that's difficult is if like I will be meeting some new people because of like a mutual friend, but like one of the requirements that that friend had in specific was they had to be vaccinated. Like they had to be vaccinated in order to attend like this little small birthday gathering. So they are all vaccinated. So I will be meeting them, but I think like not meeting people for like the past year, but like in real life, it kind of like makes me feel like, oh my god, like what do I even
Like
say?
anxiety, like social
Yeah,
anxiety.
because I'm like, we haven't done this in forever, and like I know we have mutual friends, but like it's like a little triangle, right? So it's important to like round it out and like kind of be connected whole way through. But I'm just like, how like our mutual interest is our friend. So like where do you go
Yeah.
off? Like
And that's when you start making fun of that mutual friend you have.
yes,
That's how you make the connection.
that's how I made friends with my friend's boyfriend. Because like that's how I made friends with Randall because we make fun of Michelle. And then I made friends with Leslie, which is my very very close one of my best friends. I made friends with her boyfriend because we just like teased our friend together. But it'll be interesting. I'm
It's
kind of
not,
nervous.
but like it's like once you start making friends with like the significant other, it's like, man, you best hope they stay together,
I know.
because it gets awkward, because
Yeah.
I've been in that, like, those situations,
Mm. Mhm.
and like
Mhm.
it's kind of like you kind of have to like if you're like really good friends with them, it's just like it's awkward, like if it's like a mutual kind of breakup and
Yeah.
it's not like a messy one, then it's like.
It's fine.
But like I've been in like, very
Messy.
seen like very messy breakups with people, and I'm still kind of friend, like I know like this a person, their girlfriend from their ex-girlfriend, like through them,
Mhm.
and like I think like as a friend, like I'm like, yeah, you ever like, they're good friends, but yeah, some like, but like what if they're like once they're in a relationship, I'm like, it's like, it's like you have
Mm.
those friends where it's like they're like really good friends, they're great friends, but you wouldn't recommend anyone to date them. Like that's how I feel with some people, like in general. There are like people I'm like, yeah, like you're like, because like a relationship and like, dating someone and like being friends with someone is like completely different.
Mhm.
There's like, people, some people are really good like good people to be friends with, but like I've had people ask me about like some friends, and I'm like, yeah, he's like, they're like, yeah, you're friends with him, like blah 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 blah, and I'm like, yeah, but like I'm like, I'd be very cautious in dating him. He is a very free spirit, and that's how with like a lot of people. Some people are just not good in relationships. Like, that doesn't mean I mean, I'm like, I was gonna feel like maybe that means they just have to stay single forever.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh my
kidding. No,
God.
I'm kidding. But like, you just
Maybe.
like, I mean, some people want to do that. So like,
Yeah.
you do you. Like, but
What are some qualities you'd like in a
qualities.
significant other? Like
Oh.
top 3 or
Hmm.
name whatever.
Has to
I-
give me
Qualities
that,
or like
or
requirements?
Well,
yeah,
ooh, those are different. Those are
Yeah,
different.
quality. Let's start with like
because like
quality.
it'd be
Let's do.
nice if they were rich.
Okay, wait,
Like
You
wait,
right. If
wait.
they make
Let's
what's not
do
that
a
let's
bank
requirement?
let's do requirements first.
requirements.
Let's see what they gotta have.
Well, let's start out with age. Let's start with
Okay.
age.
Oh yes, yes.
Like,
We've
what's
talked
like
about
at
this.
this point in time, we're all 23.
Yes.
We all just turned 23 this year. What is your age, like age range on like dating someone older and higher?
I'll go first.
Tiffany,
I
you
talked
can
about
speak
this
freely.
with
Speak
AJ.
freely. Like, pretend you're not dating Jesse.
Yikes.
Speak freely.
No.
Well,
Okay,
I
go
talked
Eric.
about this with AJ because
Yeah.
I was trying to actually figure this out and decide this seriously.
Yeah,
You-
we had an IRL
Yeah.
conversation about this.
Oh gosh.
And what
At bingo night.
yeah, I think the lower
We're
limit that we
going.
decided. Oh, we should talk about that too. That was really fun. But the lower limit that I came up with, and then we also
It's
talked about how
it's
there's
also
gender
like different
differences.
for like I feel like for like guys and girls.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. But like the lower limit for me is probably like 21, and it's not like a hard limit, but it's like after 21 and below, it decays like hard.
It's like
You know?
exponentially.
Yes, exponentially. And like so you got to be able to drink, but also like I've spent time with like my brother and his friends and stuff like that, and so like people who are 20 or are like under 21, they can be mature, but I still feel like there's room for growth. Like even like psychologically or like physiologically, you're not done developing. And I know at least for me, during the 4 years that I was in college, and I grew a lot, and I don't think that's necessarily only because I went to college. That's just
Like as a
time and growing
person.
up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I could see immaturity in like people under that. So that's for me. And then like an upper limit, I just felt like 2 years up. It just
So
feels
2 years
right.
down, 2 years up.
Yeah, that just feels right. But yeah, I'm sure it'll change over time. But
Yeah.
like AJ had a bigger range.
I do. But it's like very like, I'll go up to that, like, but mine is like, it's hard stop at that age,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my god, I'm like dropping things. But like I guess like for younger, I'm like, I don't mind. I'll like date some, like if you're like I say around like 21, like Eric 21. I think like, like I like it's still like close in age, like with like it's not like, and being like a sugar mommy or something,
Like a cougar.
like a cougar. But I say that because I don't know if it, like how it would pan out in like a real life. I just thought of that age because my some of my K-pop biases be like 21, 22. They're younger than me, but I'm like, yes,
Legal.
legal, but like it's like, I don't know how that would pan out IRL, but older, I think my heart, like, it does like go down, but it just like depends on the person. Like hard stop, like I would say like around 30. 30, but like that's also like Eric's like decays.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
it decays. Like if you are like my K-pop bias and you're like 30 and you want to date me,
AJ will make an exception.
then I will make an
Yeah.
exception. I will make like an exception. Like
Yeah.
in a different universe.
Yes.
Like I would make an exception. But I feel like, like realistically speaking, maybe like because like I feel like I'm still like at the age where I'm like still like trying to figure things out, like
Right.
like just like freshly out of college. Like I feel like people older than 25, those people already like got it figured out, and it's like I feel like I would be a baby.
Yeah,
Like
actually, I actually
like
really agree with
it'd
that.
be like I'm still trying to figure out things out, and then like they already kind of have it majority. The things I'm trying to figure out, they already figured it out.
And there's like an age where
hopefully.
they're already starting to like settle down. It's like,
and then like
not.
you're still and then I feel like it's very difficult like when we're still at the age to like figure out like that range. So I'd say like 25, 26 would be like the realistic like
Max.
but if you got the money. I'm kidding.
My way.
I'm not kidding.
I'm kidding. Like, like to quote Eric Nam, like if you pay me enough, anything's possible. But yeah, I'd say like 25, 26 would be like, you know, like the comfortable like upper range for me, at least.
I think I know what Tiffany's limit is.
It's whatever how old Jesse is.
So, yeah, exactly.
hard stop.
Well, he's almost 2 years older.
Yeah, he's 2 years.
So
Yeah.
it's technically.
So you're 2-2.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2-2, but like.
So
yeah,
Jesse.
So 2-2.
I feel like it's also like not like because like some people like, you know, the grade difference, you know.
Yeah.
Some people like will be the year below you, but then they're like 3 years younger than you. But like that,
Yeah.
like for me, I'm like they're basically the year under me because like they've like kind of it felt like they like grew up more like faster.
That's weird.
Yeah, I feel like it's also different in our like now because
Yeah.
like some of us aren't in school, some of us are in school, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
Let
how
me
old are
just-
you again?
Let me just like VC you. Hold on.
Yeah.
But
I guess
oh
it's-
god.
we can-
No, keep going. No, it's okay.
And like I guess like nowadays people mature differently,
Mhm.
and like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I've been using like TikTok a lot, so like a lot of these people that I see, I'm like, oh, they look very old, like for their
Yeah,
age,
like-
very
Oh, yeah.
old, and then you look at their bio and they're like, I'm 16, and I'm
Bro,
just like,
Yeah.
me, because I be on like TikTok where it's like, you know, it's all these like Asian fuckboys for some reason.
and they're like
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, and then I click on their, I'm like, oh, they kind of cute. Clicks the bio, 19, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
One comment that I will make about that is I wouldn't consider myself a social media expert. I'd consider myself a
Social media enthusiast.
I'd consider myself an algorithm amateur. Algorithm amateur.
The algorithm is wild.
So
yeah.
if they look older than they are and they look closer to your age, they're gonna get pushed and supported by the algorithm. So I think like that's also like a really interesting thing about social media. Like we already know this, that social media distorts reality in different ways, but sometimes people don't like realize to what extent, like what little things actually get distorted. And it can be not just by the people like fixing their pictures or whatever, but it's also the algorithm pushing certain things over others based on what you like. Because at the end of the day, TikTok is a business and they're looking to make money. And if they can keep you on that app longer, they're gonna make that money.
I don't know. I uninstalled it, so
Keep those cat videos.
I'm the type of person
Yeah.
who watches TikToks on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like when like it's just like because like you know there's like more. I like to look at more than just videos.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you deleted TikTok, keep it that way because you'll just sit there for like I think during my lunch break I was like, okay, I have 5 minutes. I'll just scroll on TikTok.
you're
for
like, oh,
3,
that's a few
and it's
TikToks
like,
I can watch.
yeah, that was just like nah. Yeah.
How about
Anyways,
you? Can I?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I guess, Tiffany, I guess.
I'm done.
2, yeah.
With
yeah,
age, 2-2.
mine's
Age
2 plus.
2
2
plus.
plus and minus.
Would you
Two
date
plus.
someone younger? Like not like pretend Jesse is not a thing. Pretend Jesse doesn't exist. Would you date someone younger?
I mean, I
Because
think
like that's like a question like I like my friends ask me a
yeah.
lot.
I think like 21 would also be the youngest, because like I think at our age, like you would want to do things, but like what if they're not of age and it's just like
Yeah.
Awkward.
oh, and then you're
It's kind of like you're
limited.
babysitting.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How about you? Can I?
I feel like previously dating somebody younger, I feel like, and I'm not saying all guys,
But
right?
then also like if you think about it, you were still like you were also pretty young at that
Yeah,
age, so
I
it's
know.
like
But I feel like through like the guys that I've seen who are like younger, they just need more time to like mature a little bit, and that's fine. That's completely fine. So I feel like the 21, they have to be 21 at least. Like that's yes. But do I prefer somebody my age and a little bit older? Sure. Because it's like an experience, right? Like you date somebody a little bit younger, and it's like, okay, your friends call you a cougar, like you get through all of it, and I'm like, okay, and then
God.
I'm just like, okay, it was a good overall experience, but like we'll try something different. Yes. So I feel like I'll say 21 because you'll never know, like that 2 year younger difference. But do I prefer somebody like my age and above? Yes. Just I think.
Like also like age wise, I feel like you also have to be at a certain like similar level of maturity.
Yeah. And that's tough.
You know, because you don't want to date someone who's like who like can't be serious like when you need them to, and like you have to, and then that goes like for either age. Like someone could be older and be like very like low maturity and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. Like as one of our good friends, Teresa, said, she's like, you got to give some people 5 years to mature. So I was like, it's
And
been,
then come
it's
back to
been in my
them?
head.
And then
Like,
come back to
Yeah,
them.
what are we
Oh.
supposed to
Christian,
do with
like-
that?
Not like come back to them, but just like
don't
give
say
it
just-
that thought of like mental years, you know?
Oh.
You gotta give
Oh
that.
yeah, I
Oh,
was
you
gonna
know,
say, it
I was
sounded
like,
No,
Yeah.
that's weird.
yeah, that would be kind of weird.
I'm like, let me just wait 5 years and see how far you've grown. No, thank you.
I can't imagine waiting for 5 years.
No,
I'm sorry.
no. Like mental. Like I interpret it as like mental because we were talking about mental. But I think the oldest, I don't know. I I feel like the max I would probably go would be like 27, 28. But like if you meet a person and like you kind of just like click and you have like you're at different stages in your life, or you could be at the same, like it could go either way. A person can be like 27 and 28, but they can have the same mental age as you, or like they still could not have it figured out but they're almost figuring it out. Like it's a
You guys can-
journey.
You guys can figure it out together.
You guys
Exactly.
gotta go through the struggle together.
So like you never know. So I'll say like maybe 27, 27. Because that's like what, 4 years? That's like a high school experience. A whole high school.
It's so funny
I was
because
gonna
it's
say,
like because like the older you get, like that age gap like widens,
Increases, yeah.
like to an extent.
because like the older you get,
the less like the age kind of like the
matters. It's just like
Yeah.
the
yeah,
difference
and then,
between well, I'm going to one extreme, right? But the difference between 90 and 100 is like
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
But then like the difference between a 1-year-old and a 10-year-old is like everything.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everything.
And it's like, and I hate when people like, you know, when like people like date with like large age gaps, and then people are like, oh, when you were this age, they were this age. I'm like, yeah, well, they aren't anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I groomed them and waited for them to turn like 18. Like, you know,
That reminds me,
No.
like I hear like stories of like people they're like, you were 18 when she was 1 years old. And I'm
yeah,
just
like I hate when people
Isn't
do
that weird?
Like I hate when people do that
Like, why would
because
they
like
bring it
what
up?
does it like what
Like,
does it matter like to
yeah.
them now?
I'm
Like,
like,
at
yeah,
that age.
it's weird to think about it then, but like
You know what I think is weird?
What?
Well, yeah, you probably probably no one cares, but we're on the
Aaron
topic.
cares. Okay. Go.
But it's related but not related at all. The president of France is married to his former like I think elementary and middle school teacher.
Oh.
Let's say middle school, right? And I just think that's so weird. Sure, obviously they got together as adults, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like the idea
I think
of,
that's very weird, like to
Right?
me, because like
A teacher?
I
yeah,
feel
a
like
teacher,
it's
a
like
former
like a
teacher.
it's like a student teacher dynamic, you know? Like I don't know. Like I always hear stories of people like, oh my
I
gosh.
feel like you know if they were like a younger teacher in like high school, and then like later on and you had them in high school, I feel like that, or like in college, I feel like that's not as weird, but like elementary school kind of weird.
Oh, look, I found it. Okay, so she was. This just sounds like too big of a gap to me. It says, according to Wikipedia, she at the age of 40 met 15-year-old Emmanuel Macron at La Providence High School in 1993.
Wait,
How old is she now?
Um, she's really, really pretty. She's 68.
Interesting.
And what?
they're 30. So she's 30 something then.
Like 35 years apart. Or 30?
That's
Yeah.
Oh, that I feel like that's
that's
pretty. I feel like at that age, that's like the age of like people's like parents' difference.
I don't
Well,
know.
was she his elementary
High
teacher?
school. I'm sorry. It was a
High
high
school?
school.
Oh, high
So
school.
that was
Oh.
like,
But
but
then like
like
that's
freshman
still.
year, he was 15,
But
right?
that I feel like that's still kind of like just because like like I feel like if she was like younger, it would make more sense. But like she's like
Like,
old enough to be like his mom, like at that age, like when you're like you have your teacher and then you accidentally call them mom. I feel like that's like
yeah.
yeah, I
That's
feel like
weird.
that's like that age gap is definitely like I would end up calling my teacher mom. But like I mean there are like the younger teachers where it's like, they're like not that much older because they're
Mhm.
like probably fresh out of college. Like I would be like they'd be the type of people I call by their first name.
Yeah.
But
That reminds me, I had a couple teachers in middle school. One of them got married during my middle school time, and like it was weird to call her that name change because it's just like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't look
yeah,
at you that way.
I've known people.
Yeah,
that's that's happened to us too.
and then there's another teacher where she was not married at that time, and then I went to go look at the directories, and I'm like, I can't find her name, but this looks like her, and I was just like, oh, she probably got married. And so it's just like it's really weird to see like I don't know, teachers get married when they're teaching you, I
I
Would
guess.
mean,
would you? Okay, I have a question for y'all because this is not even usually a question for guys ever. Would you change your name when you get married? Like, do you have a like
Do
decided?
they have a cooler last name than mine?
Does
I
that
don't
matter?
know.
Does that matter?
We'll see.
it depends how it would sound with my name. Like I'll be real, like it depends like probably
Probably.
like
Yes. Yes.
Traditionally,
traditionally
yeah.
like not I'm like if their name sounds stupid with my name then probably not. But
How about you, Tiffany?
yeah,
I
Tiffany's at the closest stage.
Oh, wait, let's hear it. Tiffany
I mean, I feel like Tiffany's a
Oh.
name that goes with any name, with any last name. I'll be real.
I'm Mexican like that. Tiffany Villalobos.
Is that I don't know. Do I want to change my last name to add 7 more letters? Yeah,
You can
I'd probably
hyphen
know.
it. You
Nope.
can
Yeah,
hyphen
She
it.
said
like
nope.
imagine you're going down the alphabet like scale. Come on.
Yeah, go from the
Yeah.
middle to the end.
Yeah.
I knew I knew my
I'm just kidding. I probably
my
would.
But can-
I would. I would.
like
It's
like
like
a family
traditional.
friend. She when she got married, she was like I was like she's like a lot older than me, but she's like yeah, it sucks because I'm like well not sucks. She was like yeah, I'm finally going from like a Y last name to an S. I'm moving up the world. I feel like that's really funny.
I hate that about schools. Like, I don't know why teachers did this. Like, it's the
When-
worst way to organize
Oh, mhm.
students, and I think it's to
Alphabetical
the
order.
detriment of people with like letters all the way at the end of the
I
alphabet.
hate it when like they're like we're gonna start presenting reverse alphabetical order and I'm like fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, like you
As someone
already
with a Z
trained me
last
to be
name,
last.
Yeah.
you trained me to be last.
You
And
can't
now
do
you're
first
telling me
now.
I'm first.
I mean,
Did you-
I'm sure it's for sorry. I'm sure it's for like
Okay.
organizational purposes, but like
Yeah,
still.
like why can't you just like give like every person a number and just memorize
Just
that
like
number?
randomly shuffle it right at the
Yeah,
beginning
like
of the year.
I know a lot of they always had like popsicle sticks and you like drew that and that
Yes.
was your number. That was
Yeah.
your number for the rest of the year, or like you always like for the month or something and it was shuffled. I like that system.
I always got the end of the
I like how we're criticizing like the school system.
Wait, during lunch in middle school, were you guys organized through like alphabetical order?
No,
No?
because mine and Eric's middle school, our tables were circles.
You just
Oh,
sat wherever
okay.
you wanted.
You sat wherever you want. It was circles.
Literally
We didn't
at-
have like the tables in like we had in high school.
at homes we had like the tables and we were organized through alphabetical order. So like all like the guerreros will be sitting in the guerrero table because given
Wait,
like
who did you sit by?
I sat by like all of the O's and N's. So if Tiffany came to my school, we'd be sitting with each other.
Ooh.
So I sat with like the Orabello, with the Ochoas, with the like the Navas and like the Perezes and like all of like the O's, O element N O P's. No,
LMNOP.
like I would be sitting with that crew, and then sometimes when we're all being good, they'd be like, okay, you can sit free for all. Free for all, go. You can sit
I feel
anywhere
like that
you
was
like.
literally like a your school problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Because
like,
I feel like
We only had that when like we were in trouble.
yeah, but it sounds
you
like
see
Kanags
this?
is always in trouble.
Not me in particular, but like our school.
Oh.
No, I mean I feel like the biggest I like how we like moved away from topic and now we're like sitting in
Middle
school, but
school?
like we'll
Wait,
go
what about
back to it.
elementary school?
Elementary school?
We
Yeah.
sat
We
by
just sat,
teacher.
yeah, by teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, we sat wherever.
My teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
like
it's-
whatever your teacher
yeah.
was, you sat with your class, but you could sit anywhere in that table.
We sat wherever, but like if we got in trouble, then we were in alphabetical order.
Hmm.
And then,
We
we would
sat
have
wherever.
we would have to have silent lunch because we're too
Ooh,
loud.
ooh,
Yeah,
God.
so I remember silent lunch. That was the
silent
worst.
lunch.
We
It was
had
so
like
it was
we
so
had like
funny
a-
because like you look at all the people you're sitting with and you're like trying hard not to laugh.
When I was at field, we had like a traffic signal, right? With the red light, yellow light, and green
Oh.
light, like a real one.
What is
And
that?
it measured sound. And
What?
so yeah, it measured like decibels and how loud you were. So most of the time it was off, but like whenever being loud was an issue,
They would turn it on and be
they would
like,
they would turn it on. If they said if you hit the red light, you have silent lunch.
Oh my god.
And like that was like you would be punished. And so that like you could see it turn yellow and be like, fuck. And it definitely I remember we would hit the red sometimes, but I mean most
same.
90% of the time they left it off, but yeah.
We had a free for alls.
I think the only like drama with like sitting at lunch during like middle school for us, Eric, was like usually most people have their established who they sit with lunch, right?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
six.
And there's only a certain amount of chairs at the table. But if
Yes,
someone else they bring
yes.
someone else and you don't get there fast enough, someone takes your seat. That happened a lot to me, Eric.
Oh my god, that happened
Because
to me
you know
too.
because you know who kept bringing more people to our damn lunch table.
And then you have to move to another
You
lunch
know
table. It's
exactly.
like,
I mean, I had I had my other lunch tables where I could sit with,
Yeah.
like Anna Perez and like Abby Lim, their
Yeah.
table, like Mia, their table is usually empty, and like usually I would go there if like the main table was full, or I would sit with like Anastasia and like Megan Breska and them. But my damn table was taken all the time because someone kept bringing new people, and I'm like, this is my table.
It's like an unspoken contract. Hello.
Yeah, it is an unspoken contract.
It's-
You didn't discuss this with the jury.
Like you're
Gosh.
creating drama in this friend circle right now.
Why
It's
does that
like-
remind me of like classes? When
It's
we
like,
have,
I get it, you're dating. Maybe you guys go to a different table. Or I'm like, who this? Like, no judgment, but like, who did you used to sit with at lunch? I saw you with all those people over there.
Why
Get
did-
out of my
over there.
seat. Get out of my seat. Like, honestly, getting to lunch was like, like
stress.
you gotta book it. You gotta book it to claim your table again, because it's weird. It's weird. What did we had a lunch by grade? No.
Yeah,
Middle
for
school?
us it was by
It was by
grade.
grade. It was
Yeah.
by grade. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember.
And then high school, it just that was a complete free for all, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that really was a free for all.
I don't even know how they do it now because they don't allow the kids to sit in the band hallway for lunch.
That kind of
Like the cafeteria is too small for that.
That sucks.
it was
Seems
too,
like a lot
honestly
of-
it was too small, right?
Yeah,
Like we could go in there, but we'd be all squeezed. Like there was a
It's
lot
because
of
I feel like they expect some people to go out to get lunch.
Yeah. I see
Because
kids
we
go
have
out
like
and get
free
lunch.
like open lunch. But there's like it's not like there's like a lot of places by us to like actually go out to go eat.
It's not like
Yeah,
they
that-
drive.
Because it was interesting, like because my friend went to Lane Tech. That school is huge. I drove past it. That's like a college campus. But he was telling me, he's like, yeah, for lunch, if you're not a freshman, you can't eat in the cafeteria. Only freshmen can eat in the cafeteria, and everyone else has to go out and buy food. But there's a lot of like food places, like fast food and like food places like around the school because it's like in the city.
Yeah.
But like because the school is so big, only freshmen can eat there. Yeah, only freshmen. And I think that's funny because like usually, like it's usually like, at least for us, it was like if you're a freshman, you weren't allowed to go out.
Yeah.
But like everyone can like, eat wherever. That was interesting. Man, we like went off way topic.
It kind of like on that topic there. When I was at UIC, there's a school nearby. It's a private Jesuit high school, and their tuition is more than my tuition was at UIC. And so they're close enough to where I would see them frequently, either on the bus going to trains or whatever, or just like walking down Little Italy because there's a lot of restaurants there, and then people will go get food there or hang out or whatever. And it's just so weird because like you can feel like some of these students had like a superiority complex. It was the most bizarre thing because they have money, and it was a completely white school. Like it was the whitest school next to UIC, which is a very brown, colorful, diverse school. And it's just like,
yeah.
Let's remember it.
Speaking of like, like school, I think it's like very interesting, like seeing like, people who like started dating in like middle school and high school, seeing like some of those people are like still together or like married, because I know like Eric and I know some like people who started dating in like 6th, 7th grade and they're married, they're settled down. Same. It's like, because like, usually it's like the norm, like those relationships don't really last, like,
I remember people would like really believe that they were gonna last.
Yeah.
I'm not saying any names.
Yeah, like there are people who like that were dating. It's like they're like, or the people were like, you thought they were going to like still be together, and then they broke up.
I remember like the teacher for, was it CCC? Yeah. She was married to her middle school sweetheart, and so like she would tell all the students and put this idea in all the kids. I'm like, stop, this is
stop.
Unrealistic.
Stop being unrealistic.
Yeah, there were some people I thought like, I was like, yeah, I feel like they could still be together, and then they break up, and I'm like, no.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well.
If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
I know. Yeah, because I mean, like, it's interesting seeing like the ones that do like end up like that. I'm like, that's a long time. That is a long time to be with someone. Like, especially like, middle, like from middle school.
It's probably more than half your life at that point.
Yeah, because I feel like because like middle school, I feel like people like aren't like some people aren't at like with a maturity level to need like a serious relationship. That's
the most wild, immature group of.
You basically like them before they hit puberty, and then you like them after they hit puberty. Basically.
Oh,
you witness them go through puberty.
Yeah.
And it's also like, like the middle school kind of thing where it's like you have code names for like all your crushes.
Yes.
And stuff like that. I'm like, man,
it's
such a weird like time to like go through life, I guess.
Wait, I do have one question.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like now we are established, like we're working adults and whatnot, and like 3/4 of us are single, whereas the other one has been taken. That's it. But let's say Tiffany wasn't. Well, she is. It doesn't relate to Tiffany. It's okay. It's okay. No. Jessie can stay in the picture. I'm happy for you, Titty.
Well, let's pretend instead that they're looking for a throuple.
Yes, that's so funny.
Tiffany's face was like, what?
Honestly, it would be like
hypothetical.
Like Tiffany would be the third wheel.
Oh my.
Yeah. I mean, he's always joking that he's gonna like kiss the boys or something. So I'm technically the third wheel already.
I mean, I see like the Discord conversations, and I'm like,
I'm the third wheel.
Like Tiffany's the third wheel. Like, come on. But like now that we've like established our, kind of like our jobs, life, where you're at in life, would you want to be like, are you looking for somebody, or do you feel like they're gonna come to you, like you're not looking? And then if you are looking, or you do want somebody, like how would you feel on transitioning from like just taking care of yourself and then having to like also make room for that special someone in your life, and basically changing that whole space? How'd you feel about it?
I feel like for me, I would want to move out first.
Yeah.
I feel like I would definitely would want to move out first because
Yeah.
like I mean like now I don't like really I like if I want to go out I just tell my friends I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going out. But I'm like, that's too much nosiness. Like if I did start like,
Dating.
like dating and like them like knowing, like finding out and stuff, like me telling them.
You wouldn't tell them like within that. It'd be like 10 years after.
I like if it would, I would wait until like, it's like a sure thing, because I don't want to like introduce them to someone and like break up with them like literally like a month later,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What was the question again? I answered the first part.
Would you change your
Would I change
life dynamic?
My dynamic? I feel like, I guess it like depends. Like I mean like I like with me like I have so many friends that like are guys that I'm like kind of used to like, taking care of them in a sense. I mean, I guess it would be like different, kind of, but I don't know. I'm like
to be determined.
To be determined. Quote unquote. I am one of the boys. Quote unquote. Like ironically, like not trying to be like a pick me person, but yeah, I'm just very used to like being at like that like boy kind of group dynamic. They're fucking weird. I'll be real, like but like to be determined, because we'll see.
Let's ask this question to Tiffany, but like did she do it is like the way I want to phrase it, but like I don't know how to phrase it.
Clearly.
How did that process go?
Oh, okay. Well, in my situation, it was kind of different. It was, I don't know. I wouldn't say like hard, but it was different because you guys come from different friend groups. So like, I think like if you're about to date somebody that's not from your same friend group, it's gonna be a lot different because like you don't know if they're gonna mesh or whatever. And like obviously it's like what Kanai said earlier, where it's like a triangle where you only have that one person in common. So like you're gonna have to like force yourself to be friends in a sense or something. So like I don't know, like yes, you would change your life dynamic because you have to accommodate for two different groups. I don't know.
So do you have like a whole new set of friends now, Tiffany?
No.
So you're basically friends with his friends.
Oh well, yeah.
And like Jesse's kind of like forced to be our friend. By like.
No, what do you mean, Jesse? We all subscribe to that Twitch channel.
It's true. We support
We paid for his friendship. He's obligated to give us content now.
Yes.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, like in college, his friends were his roommates, so I would have kind of forced to see that. So like I don't know. I guess like at like time now where we're working, it would be different because like you're not forced to see their friends, but it would be nice to like know that side of them as well, especially if you're just starting out dating, because then you want to know like how they are with you and without you in a sense. I don't know.
Yeah. How about you, Eric? Okay.
I honestly don't understand what the question is.
Like, are you looking or are you like not looking?
Oh, I'm not looking.
Like dating? Am I
Shut up, Tiffany!
Clearly.
Oh my! I'd be kind of worried if you were.
Okay.
You're in too deep. I'm already invested.
No, she's looking for the throuple. Uh, don't knock it till you try it, Tiffany. Anyway, am I looking right now? No. Do I
No.
plan to soon? Probably.
He's like question mark.
23. I feel old, which I don't feel that old, honestly, but like, yes, it's like as you get older, it's something that you start thinking about more and more. And
Right?
it's like at this
Mm-hmm.
point, I already graduated college, and now you have to start thinking about like the future plans that you have for you, because when you're in high school, you like you can see 4 years ahead of you almost, right? You don't know
Right.
exactly how it's going to be, but you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to college, and like, but like from here, I don't necessarily see what's going to happen 4 years from now. I can
Right.
barely see what's going to happen in 6 months
Tomorrow.
from now. um which is a really huge difference. Even in like within college, you kind of know what your path is going to be and your life is going to be for the next
Mm-hmm.
couple of years, and that's so totally different.
Hmm.
So yeah, not looking currently, but soon. And I don't,
Wow.
going off of what AJ said, I don't, I mean, like, people date when they live with their parents. I don't think, I think it'd be ideal to have moved out,
Yeah.
but it's like whatever.
My parents are just nosy, so I'm
I
like,
think yeah, it depends
I,
on
I don't
how
think
your
I don't think
parents
I'd
are.
want to like deal with that. You know.
And I think
Really?
the other question that I think Kanai was kind of asking was also like, are you looking? Are you just gonna let it happen? Like,
Hmm.
I feel
Who
like
knows? Who
when it
knows?
Exactly.
yeah, you don't know, but also like when it comes to gender, I feel like society usually, if you're a girl, you usually expect that a guy will approach you
Yeah.
usually. But
Hmm.
if you're a guy, you're expected
To
usually to
approach.
yeah, you're the one who has to initiate things.
True.
So
Interesting
I don't
because
know. Times are different now. The girl can be like, "Hey, shoot your shot." What? Shoot your
you're
shot.
shocked.
Future
It doesn't work all the time like that, can I?
It's true. But
You know,
I just
when people are like, if like a girl shoots their shot, like,
they could be turned down
guaranteed. I can
instantly.
guarantee you no.
Speaking of that, I was the one that messaged first, so it could
Oh.
work. So yeah,
Oh.
Guarantee.
Oh.
ooh.
Yes.
yeah,
We love optimism. I can't speak to goodbye. Just
optimism.
kidding.
Yeah, so like, I know nowadays, like I think, cause like the norm is like what the guy proposes to the girl and whatever. I've been seeing like a lot of pictures of like the girl proposing to the guy, which I don't know how I feel about that
Proposing?
personally. Yeah.
Mm, I'm gonna
Cause
let the
it's
guy
just
do
like,
that.
yeah, like personally, I don't know how I feel about that.
Hmm.
Hopefully, I'm not saying that too loud, but like, but like,
He's like in the background taking
What's your
notes.
size?
I don't know. I got fat ass fingers. Well, I don't know. From far away, they look slim.
When you
Up
get up
close,
close and personal.
It's fat.
I don't know.
Really?
It's just like
It's just so funny.
it's like the norm. Like the times are changing.
It's true.
Girls can initiate things now.
Hmm.
Girls are starting to propose now.
Hmm.
I have no opinions about that. But like, I don't know. Think yeah.
That I'm not looking to get married right now. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. But like, thanks for bringing it up, guys.
Instagram is telling me something else,
Oh,
but
they're hearing you. They're listening.
I'm not even
They're
saying
listening to your mom.
It's called they know.
They know what you
They
don't know.
know.
Your subconscious.
Yeah.
it's saying it's eavesdropping my mom.
Literally, I just thought about it because my brother would be like singing like lonely, and he'd just be like, "I'd kinda so lonely,"
The shade.
and I'd be like, "Okay, bye." But I think it's just funny. Like I myself, like I don't think I'm looking right because I'm just trying to work. I'm trying to like get like
Trying to
financially
vibe.
stable. Like I'm trying to like we missed a year. We were supposed to travel, guys. We were supposed to
It's too
like
late now.
make
I
a
don't
lot
have
of
Yeah.
vacation
memories.
hours,
It's
so
Yeah,
more
no,
than a
we don't have
year.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. We were supposed to do that prior to us like adulting, like being confined to our job, career. But like, it could be something in the future where like we have a weekend off and we can go somewhere, travel, visit Titty, but not probably in Iowa, but like
yeah.
somewhere
Oh,
Oh my
disgusting. Why
god.
would I go visit
like
Tiffany in Iowa?
Titty, we love you.
Yeah. I think for me, I've had my fair share of boy drama that I needed to in college. That I think like senior year and from like now I'm like I'm just vibing right now I'm just vibing. I'm not really looking for right now because like that mentally drains.
It really does. I'm just like
if you some it's not always like cookie cutter stuff and ooh. Bro, I'm like triggered, but like I'm I'm still friends with these people.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like I said, like there are some people like they're better friends than like being someone in a relationship with.
Yeah.
And because of like all like a lot of my college life was like on the side worrying a lot of things plus like boy drama. I'm just vibing right now. I'm thriving. Maybe like give me give me another year, and maybe I'll have a different answer. Like let's get out of this pandemic first.
Yeah, I think with like now it's hard because like one pandemic and then two we all just started something like relatively new, so it's kind of hard to like also implement something else new into our life. So
Yeah.
you gotta get used to it before you.
And it's also like because like it's very in with like with the times of like like you meet people through like like social media and like apps and stuff, but it's also like you also like want to be cautious like if like you're
catfishing,
like that or like you're meeting someone like that you've only known through like online.
That's
and it's
scary.
like you have like those expectations of someone and like or like in general like some people are like some people are dangerous like you don't want to like just like randomly like out of nowhere just like you want to meet like somewhere like the most sketchiest part of town. You're like
no.
that's a red flag.
No thank you. I've seen SVU. I know what's coming.
Yeah, I'm like when you watch a lot of like those true crime things like you be a little sketch, but
especially being like a girl. I think I'm just a little bit more like cautious.
Yeah, and that's when you have to like send your location, have someone
like
I've like known people like this was in college we've thought about like we're like let's follow them at their date, like let's like sit at like a different table and stuff like that, like and if they like SOS we'll call them. We've had that before.
Friend who like we kind of share locations with each other. I mean, I share my location with all of you.
Yeah,
I see your snap location.
But I have a friend who lives in Chicago who literally she shares her location with all her friends specifically for that reason. She's like, I go on a date and I'm gonna go like, like my friends are gonna know where I am, and yeah, she'll always let someone know.
Yeah, you
at least one person, but she's like, y'all got my location.
You have my location.
Couldn't be me. Not with iPhone.
You have your iPad.
Bro, I'm not gonna carry my iPad everywhere.
Yeah.
It'll be at home.
At home or at work?
Yeah, it's literally at home or at work, but I'm literally always home.
Damn.
All right.
You'll see me share that location on the messenger chat, so I'll be like, send location. Please help.
All right. So, do we got a recommendation today? Any ideas?
Recommendation.
You recommend something, Eric.
I recommend a school lunch.
Oh, okay.
And by that, just say your favorite school lunch.
Potato bowl.
Bro, the potato bowl, hands down.
Yeah. Potato bowl and a cookie.
Potato bowl and like 50 pumps of like the Cholula.
Yeah.
Bro, like I swear we all drowned that thing in Cholula.
Oh, that was so good.
It's so good. Sometimes I buy two.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you eat one and you're like, man, this is so good. You go buy another one and then then you're eating half of it. And you're like, oh, why did I buy two?
You know what? We should go to like KFC just to get.
It's different.
It's
it
not
don't
the same.
taste the same, Eric. How dare you?
What? Do we have to just walk into Wheeling High School and ask them for?
I definitely think it's definitely the Cholula. It's like the artificial like baked potato, like mashed potatoes.
It's the chicken. The chicken.
It's the chicken. It's different.
Yeah.
KFC, they use semi-real chicken. At
We want the
school,
artificial
we don't
fake
we
We want
don't get
100% fake
chicken.
chicken.
We want
Yes.
fake chicken.
We were raised on fake stuff.
We want the corn from like the can. We
Why
want
do
the
you-
mashed potatoes
Why
that
do you
they
think
make from like the dried stuff, and you mix water. And that's what we want the mashed
God,
potatoes to be.
why do you think like Wheeling or like high school students are so like hormonal? Like, come on, we raised on like artificial stuff.
Oh
God,
But yeah, I feel like we're all recommending the potato bowl.
we should just
Almond
like make it.
cookies.
We should make
We
our
should.
own potato bowl.
We 100% should. That
We
sounds
should.
Oh my
fun.
god, can we make like a bougie version?
We can
Like the
we should
chicken.
do
Let's
it.
do
The
both.
chicken could be like chicken karage. And
Ooh, yes. Wait. Oh my god, I'm getting hungry.
I'm hungry too, and I don't eat at this hour.
We should do it. We should do it. We should like make our own potato bowl. Wait, what happened to AJ?
You're muted, or something,
I
AJ.
see AJ.
I know, but like I don't
She's
hear her.
muted.
She's talking.
Oh yeah, I can't hear you.
No, I can't hear you. She's not
Try-
muted either.
Try your plug-in.
Well,
you
once he
unplug it?
figures out the situation.
Should make our
There
own
it is.
potato bowl.
Wait.
Like in
Hello?
person.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
That works. We can hear you.
Oh no, we
Oh.
can't hear you.
hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
Okay, my headphones were unplugged.
Aha.
Hmm.
But yeah,
too
like
too
I was
passionate about Kuna.
yeah. I feel like Jacob in that last episode. I feel like Jacob, like when he was going off about water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was saying like we get some chicken karage. We pick the corn by hand, by the ear. Get some blue corn, mash the potatoes ourselves. What else is a mashed potato bowl? Gravy.
But
Did we say
I mean,
corn
Butter and
already?
milk. Yeah, she said butter and milk. You gotta churn that
Cholula.
butter yourself.
we
Cholula.
gotta make the Cholula ourselves.
I feel like Eric's gonna get like an healthier, like let's get some plant-based butter. Let's get
No.
some. No, he's like I
He
want
wants
that
the
real.
plant-based
Take-
chicken, the vegetarian.
Take me
I
back
feel
to
like-
Wheeling High School.
He'll be
I wanna-
like, "Hey, I'm at like the grocery store. I'm like, where can I find artificial chicken?"
We're very passionate about the potato bowl. Never had anything like it before.
Can we please
Ever
make
since.
it like actually and like
Yeah.
record it and we can like
Um,
do it next week or
can we
something
stream it?
whenever
That
we
sounds
can
fun, yeah.
stream.
Yeah,
Um,
let's just make it in Eric's basement.
I have no kitchen appliances, but we
Yeah.
can try, I guess.
We can bring it to Eric. We can like taste test it.
If you've never had the Wheeling potato bowl, I'm sorry for you.
Me too.
I hope
The
you had.
days.
We hope you've had at least had some good school lunches.
Do you want to hear something sad though?
What?
My brother went to PG, right? And they use the same food service, but they don't have the exact same food. So like they didn't have the potato bowls, but like he never put Cholula in it. I don't think they like had the big giant Cholula like we had.
I think, well, okay. I remember when I would go to like badminton meets, I would look at their vending machines. You know how hot Cheetos were only $1 at Wheeling? They're $1.25 or $1.50 at other schools.
You know, Wheeling would riot.
We
if
get that
if-
bulk discount. That's
Yeah,
why.
I also miss
like-
the
Oh my
cookies.
god.
Yeah.
The cookies
So
are
like,
really
yeah, I
good.
don't think other schools. Other schools definitely did not have a
That's so
bulk
funny.
thing of Cholula sauce
so
in their
funny.
cafeteria.
Yeah, we just different.
We different. I remember they brought in like baked hot Cheetos because they wanted
the
to give like a
cheese.
healthier
I
alternative
mean,
for us.
they taste
Fail.
okay, but it's
I was like,
it's not the same.
Like, I'm pretty sure other schools wouldn't have like boxes and boxes full of hot
Yeah.
Cheetos
I
like
love
we
that.
did.
we love.
Oh, and then with the nacho cheese, they
Yeah.
definitely didn't have that.
No.
I'm sure, like, if you went up to a different school, they'd be like, "What the heck? Like, excuse
What
me?"
are
Yeah,
these things?
Our school be a little special. So yeah, just know, even if your school lunches were probably better than ours, like they're not as iconic. So
Yes.
that's the TLR. Too long didn't read. TLDR.
Yes.
Semicolon. Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So live your what's our ending message? Live your
Eric.
life, you guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bye.
Eric's like, wait.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Damn, we really just ending like that, huh?